So guys, what we need to understand is that the product we now offer in South Australia is unsurpassed. The value is absolutely fantastic, and it is the dawn of a brand new era. When I first was involved in the communications industry in the early 80s, only 45% of houses had telephones. It wasn't hard to sell phone directories in those days because you just said to somebody, well, do you think people are going to start using the phone anymore? And do you think they might have to look the phone numbers up somewhere, which means they may have to look in phone directories? We're at the cusp of a brand new era. The same thing is now happening. Only 26% of businesses in Australia have net sites. And out of that 26%, 99% of all businesses with 100 or more employees already have net sites. So that means those little businesses are the ones that are missing out. They're our bread and butter. They're the people we know. They're the people we've targeted. They're the people that we've helped out with the local phone books. They're the people that we're now going to target to make sure that they achieve positions on the net, more importantly positions in Google, that will enable them to sell their businesses in 10 years' time. So you can take great confidence in the fact that our product will get them Google rankings, will give them exposure, and will allow them to market themselves in the area that's most important to them locally. Hi guys. Well look, to start, we're all here because we want to make a dollar, but at the end of the day, we have been working with the local businesses for a long time. Australia is built in small to medium business, and we have a fantastic opportunity now to capitalise on that. And the wizard or the wild card in the mix is Google, and we can now offer people great rankings in Google as long as they're interested in the phone book. But before we do anything, you need to understand how Google works, and the first thing you need to do before you talk to anybody is work out how and where they rank in Google. That is important for a number of reasons. The first search to do is type business's name, their business name, into Google and see if they come up in the top 10 generic listings in Google. Because if they don't come up in those listings, it means that when someone types their name in, another 10 plumbers or another 10 of the same type of business come up, and if the person that was typed in, e.g. Bill Brown's Plumbing, if you typed in Bill Brown's Plumbing and it doesn't come up, then that means to the person who's searching that Bill Brown doesn't exist. There's 10 other plumbers there, so he's just lost his word-of-mouth customers. And if he's been in business for 20 years, he's going to have a lot of word-of-mouth customers looking for him, and more they're going to look on Google. You need to tell him that. Number two, if you put in a search for Bill Brown Plumbing and he comes up, you need to understand what type of listing he's appearing under on Google. If he comes up in any of the directory sites, e.g. Yellow Pages, Hot Frog, True Local, Home Improvement Pages, then he's appearing in a directory, and the link will take the searcher to a directory site where his competitors will appear. And once again, he stands the chance of losing his word-of-mouth customers. Search 3, most important search for growing a business, is if we type in Plumbers Norwood, where Bill operates his business from, and Bill doesn't appear, once again, there's 10 other plumbers there, and that means Bill is not even in the quote circle. There's no chance he's going to get any of that business. So, bad news all around for Bill, but we can fix it. Taking that in our books, and he will appear in Google. Hi, my name's Tony Kelly. Welcome to Local Search Engine. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about our business and our site. Local Search Engine was born about 10 years ago, and myself and other people involved in the business have had over 30 years in publishing of directories. And the people we've helped out along the way have been small to medium business. And we know better than anybody else that in Australia, small business, we know that small business in South Australia and around Australia for that matter is where it's at. So what's happened is we started this business in competition with Yellow Pages and White Pages. People said we were crazy, but small business knew we weren't, because small business understands that the people they're trying to attract is the person around the corner, because that's the person who's most likely to use their services. So what our books are all about is providing the information, whether it be for finding your local plumber, or finding out how to access the tennis court down the end of the street, or finding a mothers and babies club, or finding any sort of social, religious or government activity, our books have it. So we have a business section which is divided up into gold pages, and you can find the businesses by their business type. You've got a blue page section, which means you can find people by their business name. There's a community guide, which is the red pages, and we list everything there from some bizarre stuff to the mundane. But it doesn't matter if there's a community group that exists in your community and wants to be listed, we list them, or we list them for free. We also carry all sorts of information on the in our green pages, which includes everything from council meetings and access to council swimming pools to what you can do about a barking dog, or in fact a dead dog in the middle of the road. So we see our books as being the most valuable tool for people to live inside their neighbourhoods, and over the years that's proven to be correct. Most of the information that we supply it comes out of community groups, and those community groups often cannot even be found on the on the internet. So where we are today, because the internet has come along, we need to be found on the internet, and so screwed that completely. Let's start again. Yeah, okay. Who's going with thoughts? Okay, so all of that's history, and that's pretty much where we are today with the phone books. But as we all know, the internet has come along, and the internet is growing at an incredibly rapid rate, and we needed to adapt and change with it. So everything that you can now find in our books, you can also find on the internet, and more importantly, we chase Google rankings. So whether you look in the local search engine or whether you look in Google, our clients can be found, and that's the most important thing. People tend to be a bit scared of the internet, don't understand it, particularly businesses, and most business is owned by people 35 and older. A lot of the people in the older generation don't understand the internet, but the simple thing about it is the internet's just a great big library in the sky, and the search engines are nothing else but phone books, and the way that people access them on the internet is pretty much through Google. In September of 2010, 98% of all searches in Australia were conducted on Google. So the way people access the internet is via Google. There are other search engines, but in September of 2010, for every search in Australia, 88% of them were conducted on Google. So Google is the only real relevant force. And if you can't be found in Google, you don't exist. Businesses now take entries in our phone books. We will endeavour to have them ranked in Google, and we've got an incredibly good success rate. So, if you want a business, you want a community group, any sort of community information, the local search engine, both in hard copy and on the net, is the place to go. Bing bong.
You want to finish on Bing Bong?
I think that's right. The local search engine is the place to go. So local search engine is the place to go for whatever sort of information you want, whether it be business, community, council, or business name information. It's all in local search engine, either in the book form or on the net, www.localsearchengine.com.au. If you'd like to know more about how we can help your business or your community group, please give us a call on 08 833 11 068, and we'd love to help you. Cheers. Phone 08 833 11 068. We'd love to hear from you soon and help your business be found locally.